Welcome to the VEX Robotics Competition referee training videos, designed for both referees and teams. This is Chapter 2, Before the Match. Before every match, there are 3 major jobs for the referees. 1, you need to make sure that the field is set up correctly. 2, you need to make sure that the robots are set up correctly. And 3, you need to make sure that you're set up correctly. VRC Tower Takeover must be set up in a very specific orientation. This layout can be found in the manual and is shown here. To prepare a tower takeover match, referees must verify the placement of all cubes, both on and off the field. It's very important that the color of each placed cube is correct, and that no cubes start a match in a tower. In the Robot Skills Challenge, the field is set up exactly the same, except now, the color of scored and placed cubes doesn't matter. In Robot Skills matches, all cubes and towers are considered to be in the same color. Placing a cube in a tower affects the point value of all cubes, and not just the cubes of that physical color. One important note about field setup is that there is a small allowable tolerance in cube placement. Cube placement at the beginning of matches may vary by up to 1.5 inches. Teams should design their robots and strategies with this possible variance in mind. This is also a good time to remind teams and referees about Rule G9, which states that any concerns regarding game object starting position should be raised with the head referee prior to the match. Team members should never adjust game objects or field elements themselves. Now, returning to point number 2, making sure robots are set up correctly. There are a few things to check here. Per Rule G3, each robot must start the match in a volume smaller than a volume of 18 inches wide by 18 inches long by 18 inches tall. If a robot looks like it's extending out too far, use a sizing tool to measure them. However, only do this if it's fairly clear to you that they're too big. You won't have time to measure every robot before every match. Also, teams can request measurements of their opponents, but you do not have to grant this request. It's your call if you think a measurement is required. Usually, it's not. This is a good time to note that VRC Tower Takeover has no restrictions on robot expansion once the match has started. Anything goes from that point on. Next, make sure that all robots have 2 license plates in accordance with R28. These plates must be on opposing sides of the robot, must be clearly visible and legible at all times, and must show the color that matches their alliance color for that match. Basically, it must be abundantly clear to referees at all times which color alliance the robot belongs to. If a robot does not meet these conditions, and the team cannot fix it in a timely manner, the referee may ask for them to sit this match out. And finally, at the start of a match, each robot must satisfy the requirements put forth by SG1. This means that they must be in contact with the field tile and touching the field perimeter wall on the side that coincides with their alliance station. Robots are not allowed to start a match touching a tower, a goal zone, barrier, another robot, or any other cubes besides their designated preload. If a robot is not present for a match, then their preload cube will be placed randomly by the head referee so that it satisfies all of the normal starting conditions. Once the field is set, referees should take their position around the field. In the ideal situation, you would have 3 referees per match. The head referee should stand between the 2 alliance towers so that they can see the whole field, and the scorekeeping referee should be stationed at the 2 opposite corners of the field, such that they can see all robot interaction and scoring. However, you should generally avoid having referees stand in front of the field, as it makes viewing very difficult for the audience. Also, referees should check to make sure that all drive team members are students. Adults are not allowed to be drive team members, not even coaches, in the VEX Robotics competition. That's it for Chapter 2. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the other chapters in this referee training series on various refereeing issues.